For quite some time, you have had only one way to create HTTP endpoints in ASP.NET, through Web API controllers. And while this is still a thing and still a valid approach, Microsoft has invented new ways to create Web API endpoints with ASP.NET Core. With the so-called Minimal API, you have the ability to create such endpoints directly in Program.cs. This is a fast and straightforward way and will fit well in many scenarios. But as the number of endpoints you create grows, you may find that it can get a bit messy to keep all of your endpoints in one file. In this case, you should make sure that you organize your endpoints properly. If you work with controllers, you will probably create different controllers for products, users, settings, and so on. But how can you do this with the Minimal API? I think you can make good use of extension methods here. As a first step, I would create a static class called Endpoints. Here, I create an extension method for the web application class called mapEndpoints. Inside this method, I will place all the endpoint mappings that I have created in Program.cs. As a result, I can remove all of these mappings from Program.cs and just call the extension method instead. Well, Program.cs looks pretty clean now, but of course, here in our new class, we have the same problem as before. What do we do now? We create new static classes with one extension method each, just like before, but now one for products, one for users, and one for settings. So now we have an extension method called mapProductEndpoints where we put all the product endpoints, and we do the same for the other endpoints as well. So now we have separated the endpoints into their respective categories, which makes this much cleaner now. Of course, you could go even further and identify subcategories and split the methods again, depending on your exact scenario. Another good idea is to use the mapGroup extension method where we define the prefix so you don't have to specify it for each endpoint. So if you ever need to change that prefix for whatever reason, all you have to do is change it in that one line. Maybe you want to go even further, so you could extract static methods from these delegates that you're specifying here for each endpoint. This gives you the ability to give the methods meaningful names, which makes the code more readable. And of course, you have the option of moving that static method to a separate file if you want to separate the mapping of the endpoint from the actual method to be executed. So these are my tricks to get your endpoint methods structured. Let me know what you think. Would you do it the same way? Do you have better approaches? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of web APIs, you may also be interested in how to call HTTP endpoints from a Blazor component. I explained it in this video, so feel free to watch it next. Thanks for watching, bye.